Hi guys, welcome to today's lesson about reading and writing numbers to 100. So we're going to be looking at how we write numerals and how we write numbers as words. Okay, and we're just going to be working with 2-digit numbers today. Okay guys, so here we have a 2-digit number, meaning that it has 2 digits in it, 1, 2. Okay, when we read a 2-digit number, we start from the left and read towards the right. This is the tens column and it has a 4 in it, so that means it's 40. And this is the ones column, so that means it's 42. Now if we were going to write this as a word, we write it as we say it. So we say 40 first, so we would write 40. Then we write the ones, which is 2. 42. Let's have a look at another 2-digit number. Okay, so remember when we read it as a numeral, we start from this side and we go from left to right. So there's 1, 10 and 6 ones. That means it's 16. So teen numbers are a little bit trickier. Now when we go to write the number 16, we write it as we say it. 16. Okay. Here's another number. So remember we read it from left to right. Now there's a 5 in the tens column and a 0 in the ones column. So 5 tens, that's 50. Oh, and nothing. So that just means this number is 50. So this is how we would write it in words. 50. Here's another 2-digit number. Remember, we start from the left and we read to the right. Okay, so there's a 7 in the tens column, so that means it's 70, and a 2 in the ones column, so it's 72. So when we write that as words, we start with 70, which is like 7, with a T and a Y at the end, and then we write the ones. So we've got 72. Okay, now we're going to try and do it the other way. I've written the words already, and first of all we're going to look at the teen numbers. These are a little bit tricky. These seem to be the ones that people often make mistakes with. So let's read the words and see if we can write the matching numeral. Okay, so here is the word 13. Okay, oh, 13. I know something about teen numbers. I know that teen numbers are 10 and some more. Okay, so if it's 13, it's 10 and 3 more, so we would write it as 1, 10 in the tens column and 3 in the ones column. So that's the number 13. Some people try and write it like this because they hear the third first and then the teen, but that is the wrong way to do it. Okay, let's rub that one out. Okay, let's look at our next number. I have 14. Okay, remembering with our teen numbers, we write the teen part first, which is the 110, and then I can see, oh, it says 4. So there's 4 ones. Okay, the next one says 15. Now it doesn't, we don't say 5-teen, but instead we say 15. So I know the teen part tells me there's 110, and the fifth part tells me that there's 5 ones. Okay, now we've got 16. So the teen part, remember, that tells me that there's 110, and the 6 part gives me a clue that there's 6 ones. Okay, next number we have is 17. All right, the teen part gives me the clue, there's 110, and the 7 is the 7 ones. Okay, now we have 18. The teen part gives me the clue that there's 110, and the 8 gives me a clue that there's 8 ones. And finally, we have 19. Okay, so when it's 19, remember the teen part gives me the clue that there's 1 10, and the 9 means there's 9 ones. So this is how we write the teen numbers. They're a little bit special. We write them differently to any other number. Okay, here are our numbers 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. These are how we write these numbers in words. Now, when I say 30, it's different from if I said 13. Okay, this one has "een" on the end of it, and this one has "t." Okay, when something ends in T, ty, we know that it means a number ending in 0. Okay, so when it's 20, it's 20. When it's 30, it's 30. When it's 40, it's 40. So it's 4 10s. When it's 50, it's 50. When it's 60, it's 6 with a 0. 70, 7 and a 0. 80 is an 8 with a 0. 90 is a 9 with a 0. Okay, so these are how we write the numerals 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Remember, these are very different from our teen numbers. Okay, here I have some numbers written as words, and we're going to write the matching numeral. So remember, when we read the word, we start, like we do with any reading, from left to right. Okay, this one says 26. So how would I write that as a numeral? Okay, so I start with this part first, the 20. So 20 is 2 10s, and then it says 6. So it would just be a 6 in the ones column. Some people go, oh, 26. That doesn't say 26, that says 206, so it's definitely not written like that. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. It says 41. Okay, so I start with this part first, the 40. Now remember, it's got a little bit extra on the end there, so I'm just going to put 4 in the tens column and then a 1 in the ones column to write 41. Okay, next we have the word 16. Oh, this is one of our very special words. Okay, it has that teen part in it. This is the one that I do differently. So I know that teen means there's 1 10, and then I put the 6 on the end. Remember that teen numbers are special. They're the only ones we write differently. Okay, our next word, 65. Okay, so starting with the tens first. So 60 is 6 10s, and 5, we put the 5 after it to say 65. All right, let's look at our next one, 88. All right, starting with our tens, 80. So I know that's 8 in the tens column, and 8 ones next to it, 88. Okay, next we have 73. Okay, so we start, remember, with our tens first, 70. Okay, that's 7 10s. And remember, it's got that little bit extra after it, so the 3 goes in the ones column. All right, here are just a few more. All right, here I have 70. Oh, and it's got nothing after it. So I know when I write that, it's going to end with the 0 and the 7 in front. Okay, and next one, 51. Okay, it's got something after it, so I'm going to start with the tens first. 50, that's 5 tens, and 1 is 1 in the ones column. Okay, my next one, 90. Oh, I can see that it ends in TY, and there's nothing after it, so that means it's going to be one of the ones that ends with a 0, 90. And the next one, 18. Oh, I can see that it ends with teen. This is one of my special words. Okay, so this time I know that teen, I'm going to put the teen part first, which is 110, and then the 8 next, 18. Remembering teen numbers are special. All right, guys, head on back to the wiki to check out what your practice task is for writing and reading numbers to 100.